What's up, guys? It's me, James from James Reptiles. A lot of people get the misunderstanding when they're excited about getting in the hobby or they just started getting in the hobby. It's like, oh, you're always just buying exotic animals and you're always trading and learning stuff. And what a lot of people don't realize, and what gets a lot of people out of the hobby within the first couple of years, is that a lot of what we do is mundane tasks, such as picking up poo of our exotic animals, feeding our exotic animals, which is fun, but if you have a ton, can become more mundane. And it's things like that that if you start to lose interest because of that, it's probably not your best choice as like a hobby. You might want like 1 or 2 snakes, but if it becomes a real hassle, it's probably just something you want to do on the side, and you might want to think about something else as your main hobby. Now, one thing with a lot of snakes is when you get to the point like me where I've got 9 snakes and none of them are breeding, none of them are getting me income. I don't have any income to go buy mice. So I breed a lot of my mice, and I also breed hairless rats. Now the hairless rats I was selling as pets, but the market in the area kind of stopped because it's such a limited market. The rest are slowly becoming feeders. So as they grow up, I take them out, and there's less in there, and they get bigger, and I take them out until they keep getting up to the size where I don't want to keep that many in this tank. Then I get rid of a couple, and there's fewer, and they get bigger. It's that day of the week where I really got to clean all the mice, all the rats. Everything needs fresh water, fresh food, and I'm just going to take you through that. It's probably going to play through really quick for you, but it's just one of those things where it takes a while, and it's one of those things that people forget about. When you're getting into these animals, you really have to understand there's a lot of small tasks and day-to-day things that you have to do and you have to keep up on, or your animals won't be doing well. And I have to do this. I have to, take care of my mice and make sure my breeders are good and healthy. That way my snakes are getting good, healthy meals and they're not missing meals even. So I'm gonna play that, and then after that I'll probably have some crested geckos out because I have to feed them, and maybe some snakes. Who knows? We'll see. This right here is the aspen I use, this Katie brand aspen. I pay like $16 for this big bag. It's not the finest. When I say fine, I mean like fine, like ground up fine. It's not the finest stuff, and I know a lot of people like the fine stuff in case it gets ingested. But I've never had a problem with it, with all my feeders, with all my snakes. Never had a problem, and it's the cheapest stuff for the most you get. I'm just gonna keep using it. I know that's probably going to upset a lot of people, but in the end of the day, I don't really care what you think. This is my channel, these are my animals. Everything's healthy, everything's doing great, so there's nothing to complain about. So for my rats, I don't have a big fancy enclosure. This is the end of breeding rats for me. I did it for a while, it was fun. I kept a couple as pets, but at the end of the day, it's not really worth it because I only have 2 ball pythons. If I had more, maybe if I had a rat rack, for sure, I'd probably breed and just sell whatever is extra. I do have 2 water bottles in there. There's 5 rats. Just if I get lazy, the water goes on longer. I didn't wipe it down so good just because the tank's gonna be garbage when these rats are food anyway, and I'm not really worried about that. They're not gonna be in there for much longer. So, and then I keep all my extra cardboard boxes. It gives them an extra hide, an extra thing to chew on, and it also recycles. So I just throw that in there wherever. They'll chew on it, they'll do whatever they want with it. Now on for the mice. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is the food I use for all my rodents is Missouri 6F. They were out of it for a little bit. I went to the feed store and I got this other stuff. I forget what it's called. It comes in a bag with green writing. It worked really well. The Missouri makes a lot of dust. This stuff doesn't make as much dust and it lasts longer, but I don't think it's quite as healthy for them. I could be wrong. I don't know the exact whatever's about that, but I think it's a little bit not as healthy. Now, I have 4 mouse breeding tubs. I have a 5th one. The 5th one is pure extra, so I can move the mice and not have to have some kind of weird holding container like I do the rats. Two are full of breeders. One's got grow-up females, and one's got 2 female breeders that are nursing, trying to get some females up to size, not breeding size, potentially in the end breeding size, but to get them to size enough to either feed off or whatever. Got some escapees already. And that always happens so quick. Just turn around for 2 seconds. Got 2 mice out. Those back in there. Put this one back in there. There's a ton of babies in here. I'm gonna have to go through these at the end and probably euthanize some of them. There's way too many in this tub. For right now though, we should throw a lid on that. These are my breeders right here. So, no, these are my breeders. I'm sorry. These are my grow-ups. I'll probably euthanize a couple of those too. I have a bunch of young snakes. So, this, I don't ever use that top. I just purely to hold. What am I doing? It's purely to hold the mice while I'm working. So I'm going to start cleaning these tubs and rotating everything through, and it'll fast forward for you guys. Alright, so they're all clean. Let's give them some food and some water. Alright, now I said I'd show some geckos and possibly some other stuff in this video, but I think that actually ran really long. If you want to see geckos or snakes or scorpions or anything else, leopard geckos, crested geckos, fat-tail geckos, anything else, check out my other videos. I should do some more on fat tails. I don't have a lot on fat tails. Check out my channel. If you like this video, like it, comment, subscribe, do whatever, it helps, it's free. If you like me, if you'd like to see my stuff on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, follow me there. James is Reptiles. I also have an email address, jamesreptiles@gmail.com. If you have any questions and you don't want anyone else to know, if it's anonymous, if you feel bad for asking because you have an animal, let me know, ask me. I'm not going to blow you up. I'm not going to tell everybody. I just want the best care for the animals, and it's important. It's important for everyone to know. So that's it for today's video. Have a good one.